Well, back in 2022, Hasbro rolled out their plastic-free packaging. No more windows, no more plastic figure trays inside the packaging to hold the figures, no more plastic ties to hold down the figures, no more little plastic bags to hold the accessories, the guns, the missiles, and the weapons. Everything was paper and cardboard. Everything was strategically placed and planned out to hold the figure. Sometimes it was a windowless packaging for the smaller Transformers, and sometimes it was a closed box for the larger ones. It was a big push by Hasbro, saying that it was all done for the environment, as they proudly showed on their box their little emblem of plastic-free packaging with a little tree branch. Well, money is always more important than morals in the world, and we are back to plastic again. Back in April of 2023, Hasbro PR's team did an investors call and talked about how they would be returning to plastic due to the demand of the fans, and I use air quotes here. But we really knew what happened and what was really going on. But first, let's read a statement that was sent to the Transformer Slag podcast by Hasbro Marketing today. And no doubt we'll probably be hitting the other websites of the respective brands in relation to this. Hi, Daniel. Thank you for being a continued fan and influencer of the Hasbro brands and our iconic brands. This year, in a continuing effort to enhance the experience for fans of action figures and our recent steps to reevaluate our packaging goals, Hasbro created a new packaging structure for our 6-inch figures. Starting in fall of 2024, fans can expect new packaging designs across G.I. Joe, Transformers, along with premier collaborations like brands like Star Wars, Marvel 6-inch collector figures. The brand new packaging structure features improved visibility for the figure and the accessories, more robust packaging material to protect against damage, and improve unboxing experiences for figures and accessories. This structure will also provide consistency across packaging size and design aesthetic for collectors who purchase figures across our brands. What does our new packaging look like? We've introduced products and packaging images here, and some of our newest 6-inch figures for the G.I. Joe Classified and Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series, as well as the first wave of figures introduced to showcase this new packaging. This update does not include packaging for fan collectible product like the 6-inch Retro line, Star Wars Vintage, Retro G.I. Joe, etc., where packaging of the product is part of the experience and typically retains its intact fan display and collection nature. We listened to our fans and collaborated with our partners to make these updates. Thank you again for your continued support. So, long story short, they're going back to how it was before. That's probably the best way to go about what they're really trying to say here. Because what really did happen was Amazon and Walmart were not happy. That's what really happened at the end of the day. I feel like this really started during the great LeBron James Space Jam 2 head theft meme that was going on. And that was madness, what was going on with that. And I felt like it just kind of started to bleed over into other brands and stuff like Transformers and many others, and then all hell broke loose. I mean, people were already not happy with the changes that was going on when we first saw our windowless packaging with Legacy, especially that open window, and how easily weapons and figures and of the figures could be easily pulled out through the window and stuff. And fans were showing how they could easily remove all their packaging and stuff. Like they could remove a figure just by shaking it out. And sometimes accessories would just come out or weapons. It was pretty bad. And then you had the closed box leader packaging, which were high ticket items for retailers like Walmart that were easily getting swapped out and then returned with cheap toys on the inside. And Walmart was not happy with that. Neither was Target. And of course, Amazon, which has a huge turnover base with no kind of inspection due to their high volume. Hasbro started to get rid of the touted plastic free on their packaging even recently, with our Legacy United stuff and even our studio series, because they were starting to prepare us for the return to plastic. Money is more important than morals, like I said before. So at first it was saving the environment, and now it's about, hey man, we got to save money. This new plastic that they say that's going to be used is PET plastic. So they're saying it's a form of recycled plastic. So they're still trying to lean into that. It's good for the environment. But I have to say this, guys, PET plastic is probably some of the worst for windows. They're used a lot of times with bootleg toys that I buy. And get ready for those to yellow like crazy if you're a mint in box collector. This won't matter to us if we throw out our boxes and recycle them. But if you are a mint in box collector, you are going to see a noticeable difference in these trays and windows yellowing over time. So get ready for that. At the end of the day, they are a company and they got to do what's best for them, especially in the big downturn of profit that Hasbro's been going through on the toy side of things, especially with retailers. And the problems that have been happening in the toy aisles and the lack of toy sales and interest. You don't need to add on top of all of that retailers don't want to order because of ease of theft in that equation. So no doubt, the Hasbro Generations Prime line that's going to be happening next year, and probably Studio Series in 2025, as well as other products packaging, will no doubt see that return to plastic packaging like we've seen before. I just hope that return to plastic packaging does not also then lead to an opening for them to increase the MSRP again. We already saw in 2020 and 2021 an MSRP increase in a world where packaging costs were reduced due to not using plastic. So hopefully that that will just lead to a balancing now, and the return to plastic just leads us back to normal. I would hope so. But that will probably not be the case. But we will see what happens with that. Let me know what you think. Again, this doesn't surprise me, but they're going to do what's best for business. And I always say this when it comes to any company. When they project kind of stuff like this, you always kind of have to be a little hesitant and look at the money side of it, because that's usually what's going on. I've always been, accused of being a Hasbro, purist, and, you're always in Hasbro's corner. But I always been an individual that really just looks at the business side of it. And, I'll criticize them when I think that there's something funky, and I'll praise them when I think there's something going on. And what they're doing right here is business as usual. They're going to just take care of themselves, because I think at the end of the day, they're probably getting some very, very table tapping notes from Amazon, Walmart, and Target going, look, you want to continue business? We got to stop this silliness. So let me know what you think, and we'll talk again really soon here on the Transformer Slag podcast. And as always, thank you for listening.